AungSanSuuKyi has tonight met other pro-democracy leaders for the first time in 3 years. She'll also hold talks with the military's negotiator, Labour Minister AungSanSuuKyi. But with memories of the junta's recent crackdown on protesters still fresh, others remain sceptical, saying we've seen and heard this from the generals before.
I'd call it a shuffling of the deck chairs, more of the same, more shuttle diplomacy, which is done in very good faith by the UN, but which is a very old, tried and true technique by the military regime when it seeks to take one step forward, one step back. There's no real change here.
Protests have brought the cause of democracy only so far. The best hope for progress remains diplomacy and compromise. Mr. Gambari's third visit in a few weeks might just be a step forward. Ashley Neame, World News Australia.
Georgia's embattled president had
time in more than 3 years.
AungSanSuuKyi was taken to a government guest house amid tight security. There she spent an hour with 3 top executives of her party, the National League for Democracy, the first such meeting since May 2004. She also held talks with Aung Kyi, the government official appointed to liaise with her. Suu told her colleagues she was very optimistic about the prospects for talks, saying she believed the authorities have the will for national reconciliation. As a first step, she called for the release of political prisoners. The talks followed her meeting this week with the UN Special Envoy, Ibrahim Gambari, where she expressed her willingness to cooperate with the government. But the question everyone's asking is whether this really is a breakthrough, or just more political manoeuvring by the regime. Burma watcher Larry Jagan says the international community has been demanding such a meeting for some time.
She needs to be able to discuss with them their position. To some extent, it's also a sign that maybe the regime is prepared to relax the restrictions on her by allowing her to meet these NLD members. The big thing will be, will there be subsequent meetings?
In Sydney, about 100 people took part in a rally calling for change in Burma. Speakers dismissed the junta's move as window dressing and a tactic to hold on to power. Suu Kyi has spent 12 of the past 18 years under house arrest, and there's no sign she'll be released anytime soon. One analyst said the government likes to move Suu Kyi and the NLD around like pieces on a chessboard, and this is just another move in its game with the international community. Nick Wells, World News Australia.
In one of the largest drug